Welcome to Inside Outboards with your host, Cody Bass.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Big hello to all the new subscribers and a big thank you for subscribing. My last video I wrapped up on this little 15 Johnson that had some recoil starter issues, had some tiller throttle issues, but I did it up good enough that it can go back to work and probably continue being solidly abused. But I brought another engine in that I mentioned in my last video, and we're going to do an unboxing, so to speak. I haven't even looked at this thing, but I do believe I will end up with this engine, and that's why I want to go over it. Because them boys are supposed to be back in town, I believe, in about 3 or 4 days, depending on the weather, which has, by the way, been awful. I'm going to show you some of it. But anyway, before we get into the motor, I gotta show you. They've been at it again. But let's take a look at some headlines. I'm going to bring you over here a little bit so you can see it better. Let's go over here. Tuck it down a little bit. Okay. There's my headlines. There's my paper. Kodiak Daily Mirror. There's a picture of a bear claw with a measuring tape struck out across it. And the way you do these bear claws is you measure them across and then you add an inch, and that'll tell you roughly how big the bear is. So this one looks about 7.5. You add an inch, about 8.5. Bear killed near Salif dumpster. And if we go on, because you read it a little bit and it tells you to go see page 2. So I already went and marked page 2 so you can see. Now we're continuing. There's bear. See the word bear. If you look where I highlighted, it says, actually down here, I started it. It said the bear was 5 or 6 years old. It measured 8.5 feet and weighed between 600 and 700 pounds. So you say 700 pounds? That's a big bear. That ain't no big bear. Then a few days later, here's the next headline. 3 bears killed in 5 days. And if you look where I got it highlighted here, it says this bear was 8.5 feet, 6 to 7 years old, and weighed 900 pounds. Woo! 900. Man. Then you say, 900-pound bear. That's a big bear. No, that's not a big bear. I'll show you. Come back over here. Get you back down there. This was actually the second bear shot. Second bear shot at Salif dumpsters, where I got it highlighted. The male bear weighed just shy of 1,200 pounds and was over 10 feet tall, according to our area wildlife biologist Nate Savaboda. 1,200 pounds? That's a big bear! £900, that's a big bear. Yep. And unfortunately, there's going to probably be 2 more that are shot and put down. And what is causing all these problems, in my opinion, is twofold. Our local government that run our local business in our city and borough, most of them are idiots. Several of the current serving members on our borough assembly and so forth had nothing to do with this. But some of the past local government officials, they're the ones that caused this mess. Used to, the borough took care of all trash collection, garbage collection stuff, and we had these big steel dumpsters everywhere, and there was plenty of dumpsters so that they never got near full, and the bears couldn't really even get to the dumpsters, because the bears, if somebody leaves the door open, the door's only that wide, and you put your bag of garbage in, and it would fall down, and there would be 6 or 8 of these big giant 5,000-pound dumpsters. And so trash was never falling out of it, and it was never really within the reach of the bears. And so there really wasn't an available food source for the bears here in the wintertime. And then here about 5 years ago, our local government, they contracted out our waste collection to a private company. And this private company has been a disaster. They took away over 2/3 of the big steel dumpsters. The ones that are left, they rarely empty them. They're always, every time you open the door, you got a better chance of a bag of garbage falling out on you than you do of being able to get your bag in. So, because every time they go to empty them, they have to drive way out the road to the landfill to empty the dumpster. That costs them diesel fuel, so they don't want to do it. Many times we have to call and say, yeah, there's trash literally pouring out of the dumpster there on such and such street. And okay, well, we'll get somebody to empty it. Well, then, since they took away a bunch of the big steel dumpsters and everything and all the dumpster stations around town, what did they replace them with? Plastic roll carts. Not bear proof, not bear resistance. Every 60 or so feet from house to house to house is a big plastic green roll cart with a plastic lid full of yummies for the bears. And so now it's keeping them in town. They should be hibernating. We've had temperatures well below 0 and stuff like that. And these bears are still coming to the dumpsters. The only nights they show up at the dumpsters is on the non-roll cart pickup nights. When the roll carts are available, they just go roll cart to roll cart to roll cart, eating the trash. So that's what's going on here. You've got a bunch of, and our government was warned. Every law enforcement official, the most knowledgeable expert in brown bear behavior, probably in North America, warned them against it. And at the borough meeting, he said, you are putting this entire community at risk, not to mention the bears. Those bears right there, if I remember right, since they put the roll carts out and everything, I call them bait buckets. Since they put the bait buckets out, I think that's bear number 9. So, sad thing. So, that's enough of my rant. I'll shut up. So, we got to look at an outboard. Let's get to doing it. Let me turn on my other little light over here. Put some light on this situation. That helped. Okay, I mentioned it in my last video that I wanted to take a look at this thing. There it is in all its glory. There is the jet drive. I have not took the cowling off. I don't know what we're going to find. But I think we should pop that bonnet off there and look. I see a little melting there on this insulation. You can see that's a little burn area, little melty-delty. This guy. Oop, I see spider webs. That creepy crawlies are in there. A little bit of spider web edges and stuff, but overall not bad. Yes, we see. Oh, looky here. There's the recoil. Not doing its. Ooh, it turns over though. Creepy crawlies. It's got the place for the electric start. I think I have an electric start, but now I'll have to get a flywheel. I think I know where I can get one here locally. All the coils looking pretty good. NGK spark plugs in there. So this is exactly the same as my 50 horsepower that's currently on the back of my boat, but it's not a jet. But this is the exact same motor. Okay, when I turn the throttle, it ain't moving nothing because it ain't hooked up. It's got some. What the heck is that? Yeah, it's just. I can probably hook it up. It's missing a clip or something on the end. I think. Did I get it? Maybe I did. Nope, I didn't. Oh, somehow that hooks into there. But there's a clip in there. There we go. Now we got it out. There we go. Yeah, I think I got it. Close anyway. I think it still needs to come a little further over. Oh, it's holding it, and now, yeah, now she's actuating good. All right. Well, first thing I'm gonna do is a combo compression slant bar spark check. I just noticed the guts of one of these spark plug wires kind of came out with it. Well, that's tough down in there. I have to get a screwdriver. Boy, barely get that one. And then this came out of that third plug, I think it was. Yeah, so that's probably no good. Take something. Yeah, it came out of one of these black ones. So it'd be that one, not that one. I put it in the wrong one. Put it in the right one. Yeah. Actually, screw it. Nope. Let's do that. How far does it go in? Not that far. Looks about right, I think. Alright. So, if I remember on mine to get that bottom one out, I gotta use a wrench on the old sparky plugs. See what these plugs look like when we get them out of there. That's the top one, a little early, little blackish, little wet. That's top. This is number 2. Little less black, but about the same. These are the no gap plugs, perma-gap, whatever you want to call them, that you typically do see in the Mercury. And about the same as the other. So let me get my wrench holder. Get that bottom one out of there. Go. What can I do with it? Don't give you no room in there. They don't give you no room. And I got little stubby fat fingers. I ain't got them nice long skinny fingers. I'm getting it. Overall, the engine don't look too bad in there. Got some creepy crawlies. I see them over there. See the nest. What's gonna get me? Now the bottom one looks really good. Much cleaner than the other ones. Huh. Interesting. Now, since my recoil, oh boy, it's got the screws on it too, those kind. Since my recoil ain't recoiling, let's see if I can get my big screwdriver in there. There we go. I know I've got to get this off. Nah, that ain't gonna work. Then if I get the recoil off, I can probably spin it over with the 1/2-inch Milwaukee to get a compression reading. But we're gonna have to get one of these here impact things. That guy. And give it a whack. Times 3, 4, whatever it is, I think it's 3. Let's try this third one. Might have to put some heat on that one. Broke the bit. I'm gonna apply a little heat first because they are tight. Get my little torch. All right, so I got that recoil off, and let's take a look and see what we got going there. Let's get our 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinder deal. That's 1. 2. That one, it didn't feel good. 3, 4. Ground it to something metal. That looks good right there. Oops. Let me get a rag so we're not grounded to the body anywhere on any of these guys. Try to get them all out of the way. Alright, let's see what the old Sparky check. Off and on switch is on. Look right in here. Oh, well, let me make sure you're in there. Yeah, you wouldn't have been. Okay, now you can see the spark spider. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see what we get. We are hot on 4. All 4 sparking like New Year's. Woo-hoo-hoo. One last thing. You understand? Alright, so now you might be saying, hey Cody Bass, you normally at least put up 2 videos a week. How come you only put up 1? You been out playing? Playing in the snow? Something like that?
Okay, it's after midnight. It's about like 1:15 in the morning, and yeah. So the blizzard's coming through. Woo! 5 hours ago, that Toyota truck was completely plowed out. Ugh. But yeah, it's yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. So it's a complete whiteout. It's a complete blizzard. Yeah. So this is what it's like, and has been like for the last 3 weeks. So I don't know. Got about 40 to 50 knots. Oh shit. It's still coming down, but you can see the size of the drifts. Yeah, we got hammered. Still getting hammered. So I'd say that drift right there, what, 3 feet tall? Yeah. And it's still coming. Ain't no need in me plowing right now, 'cause it's still coming down. So yeah, she's drifting. I'll get her dug out once it stops snowing. Whew. Mercy. Alright, I got one truck out. Whoa. That was clear. yesterday morning, I was able to drive that truck out of here. But not right now, but hopefully I can get the little dozer and get enough open where I can park the cars and get in and out. Oh yeah. Well, I've managed to keep it somewhat open. I don't know why it's looking all blurry. Hopefully I had it on auto. But the piles are getting high. The piles are getting high. But I can still park the vehicles and get them in and out. So, let's get the old compression thing. And I like to have a paint pen so I can write the numbers down, because I will forget them if I get interrupted and have to put this away for a few days, week, etc., etc., etc. So we are on 0. Let's see what we get on number 1. Let's see. So that's going to be a wrap for this one, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 on Inside Outboards with Kodi Bass.